should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. This should be played at high volume. Preferably in a residential area.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Hoppe Hour.
What up? What's happening? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. And live on the show is comedian Zach Townsend and comedian Colin as they are here to promote their new website.
www.thehungoverachiever.com.
Why should people go there, Colin?
Because what else are you going to do? The Onion only gets so funny, you know.
I saw one Onion article, too, today that was really funny.
Listen, the Onion, fuck the Onion today.
There was a Kevin Love one that was really good. It got
about how he doesn't get...
But not as good as a Hungover Achiever, am I right? You know, Hungover Achiever, that's where it's at, guys.
The Kevin Love one, I think, got like 35,000 likes. I think the one we did about Cleveland got like 6.
Is there a part of you that feels proud that you get 6 likes, though?
Yeah, we started like last week. So it's like...
What is your key to being clickbait? Because it's very easy. I mean, Waka Flocka shares a video, look at Kylie's ass, and then everyone clicks on it. How are you guys going to be clickbait?
Well, first of all, when we talk about Kylie's ass, it's going to be very classy, so that way, you know, there's a credibility there that we're being serious. No, I think just it's, you know, you got to have good jokes and not have something like hacky, you know, clickbaity, whatever.
No, the whole article title has to be good. It has to be fucking funny. It has to be funny.
You can say whatever you want.
Zach is like talking like he's the 20-year expert of satire right now. He's
the
leaning up to the
expert, Zach.
microphone and trying to like touch Hoppe with his wisdom, with like how much. He's like, listen here, buddy.
But for you guys going into comedy, you're young. Everybody says, oh, open micers are no different than open micers. So how do you guys want to be able to show your talent and seem different?
What, open micers are no different than what? Open micers?
Yeah.
I mean, how am I going to fault that logic? Pretty accurate. No, I think... Wait, give me a new fucking... That wasn't even a question. That wasn't a real question.
What I mean is everybody wants to be a comedian in 2015.
Right,
So
okay.
how are you guys going to come off differently?
Well, the first step is...
It's 2016.
I'm just saying.
They just gave him the old shitty software to use. First step is to not be on Vine. Definitely not be a Vine star. That's the first step. Not be a YouTube star. Second step.
The thing is, though, that's what everybody thinks comedy is. Like, in reality, all over the internet. Memes and Vines and 7 seconds of this. And it's stand-up comedy so different from that, dude.
What makes it different? How is comedy different than Vines? Because I feel like comedy's dying where Vines are what people want to watch, you know?
No, that's true. I would agree with that 100%. But, like...
Can you hear him? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, get your big fucking head out of the way, dude, so I can speak. Spit some fucking facts. Get your big
head, like
monotone fucking Liberty Bell head out of the way, all right?
So how do you guys want to come off differently than everyone else?
Like with the website or...
Yeah, because I feel like with my podcast, I try to interview people and rant about the news because no one wants to, and that's how I approach my podcast. How do you guys want to come off differently?
Well, I knew, like... From the get-go, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, you guys are just ripping off the Onion. You guys are hacks, whatever." Because it's already been done. But the Onion is literally the Michael Jordan of satire. Like, so LeBron James is still good. What do you want to get in on the mic? Go ahead.
I mean, I was
trying
just
to
prepping.
whisper sweet nothings into my ear. Go ahead. I'll let you have that.
Are you done with your defense of?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think. Yeah, like everyone. No one knows what satire is. Yeah, I feel like everyone when they hear satire, they think the Onion, like that's it. And we're also like, our goal, I think, with the site, we built the site is like, we just want to be funny. thehungoverachiever.com, check it out. I only say it like 18 more times, though, with this podcast. No, I think it's also just, the goal is just to be funny on thehungoverachiever.com. What's up, guys, on video? Yeah, just be funny. Satire is kind of like our bread and butter because it just comes the easiest. It's easier to make jokes and all that.
It's easy, like, to take bits that you would write stand-up, and you're like, that's not a good stand-up bit.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it could
yeah.
be a good article. That's what I've done.
I'm not in comedy is because I'm not a funny person. I'm funny looking.
Trust me, I've only been with you for 5 minutes, and I believe that fact 100%.
I've only been with you for 5 minutes, and I've laughed more at your appearance than 90% of the jokes.
What I
from
love
Tampa
too
comics,
is
so.
once I have Hoppe TV loaded on Facebook Live, that's when you guys are acting like hard asses. But prior to that, when they're going to be listening to this, they'll be like, "Why did it go from being nice to being mean?" Like I love how you guys are now going to do the roast to me. It's going to be great.
No, I will. Like we're all. You can't tell sitting down. Are you on live right now?
Yeah.
We're all over 6'6".
Yeah, I was actually surprised by how tall Colin is, the one on the left. Just how incredibly tall you are. Like, it's got to be weird. What I want to ask you guys is, how sick are you of people saying, "Ooh, how tall are you?" Like, I'm done.
I'm more sick of it because I realize like I'm a waste of talent. Like I should be in the
You're
NBA.
a waste of talent. I'm a 6'8" goober that can't do anything with my life. At least you played basketball.
Well, yeah. I was going to ask you, did you get an IMDb credit for playing Sloth in the Goonies?
Wow, never heard that one. I look like Sloth, Rocky Dennis, or you.
No,
have,
I get Rocky Dennis. I got a longer head than you do, dude. My head's built. I look at the Shock Top guy from the side.
You look like if Michael Phelps' mom wanted to have an abortion and she did it halfway through, but then the thing fell out of the vacuum, so then they just tried to keep it. You like that? It's called comedy gold. You get it because she had the sperm in the vacuum, and then they're like, I think I want to keep it.
The albino Incredible Hulk just roasted you. What the fuck?
So what made you guys want to get into comedy? For me, it was Opie and Anthony, and it was Howard. I love that edginess. Every comedian says, oh, Richard Pryor, Louis C.K. Who were the guys that influenced you?
Dude, Dave Chappelle. Absolutely. 100%.
What did Dave do that influenced Zach
The Chappelle
Townsend?
Show, dude. It's the best show of all time. And Larry David.
The weird part about the Chappelle Show for me, dude, is it really doesn't hold up anymore.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, Hoppy.
Open discourse. Let's go.
Listen, here's the thing. It's great. It's funny. The segments about race and life are good, but the Lil Jon and Martha references, it just doesn't.
They still hold up.
Yeah,
wait,
because
what do you mean, Oprah?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Just the references don't really make sense in 2016, and they're not going to make sense in 2030.
But if you just Google Lil Jon, even if you're 12 years old, like right now, you Google Lil Jon and see like a little video of him, and then watch that Chappelle Show thing, it's so spot on that it still holds up.
Okay, well, they probably did some voice on In Loving Color in the 1990s. Doesn't mean it's relevant. You know what I mean?
In Loving Color?
In Living Color.
Right.
Hey, who's the one that wrote the whole
That's
paragraph?
the sketch show that Rosie O'Donnell wrote.
In Loving Color sounds like a fucking Lifetime movie.
For you, Colin, who influenced you to go into comedy?
It's gonna be surprised by my voice, but Anthony Jeselnik was like the first guy.
Oh wow,
like,
you don't sound like him at all.
Okay, yeah, I've heard it 100 times, so believe me. No, he was like, I was listening to his album. I was like, I loved his jokes, and I just wanted to write jokes because I wasn't doing anything in my life. So I was like, all right,
so
I'll
when are you
see.
gonna start?
Oh, okay. Let's
Ooh, I
scoot
get
up
what
to the
you
mic.
did there.
Scoot up to the mic, Mr.
Whatever.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, so that was just kind of it. I was like, I'll see what I can do, and then I was kind of like, well, might as well do it because I have nothing else going on. Literally nothing else. So I feel like you drop out of college, and within a couple years, if comedy's your calling, you'll start. Because there's nothing else going on. That's pretty much the main reason I started too.
Oh, this is
just
great.
a thing to
Mike
do.
Kelt is watching it, and he says, I can't hear shit. That's amazing. I love when the phone I have, my iPhone doesn't work. It's amazing.
Can he not, Mike? Can you not hear anything because of us having to share a mic like the old Muppet guys, or is it because of Hoppe's 3G?
Well, I think it's because I've dropped this phone
literally like
about 100 times. But like I said, we're not going to dwell on it because nobody wants to hear me bitch about my awful cell phone service that I have. So how are you guys?
Yeah, where do you get a T-Mobile sidekick in the year 2016, Hoppy? Jesus Christ.
How do you guys want to make it in comedy? What is your plan? As I said that, you guys got sad, maybe thinking you're not
I
going to
think it's
make
the
it.
awkwardness of sharing one microphone. I think we're like, who wants to be sad first?
It's like
Yeah.
worth.
Who wants to come across as pathetic first? No. I think both of us, mainly, like that's part of why we have the website. Is for me, I think for Zach too. He's like,
Mike Kelta said they look like the couple that escaped Pulse.
all right, if Mike Couch is making Pulse jokes, all right, let's get it ramped up. Okay. All right, I will bring in my webcam microphone from 2008 and use that
Moonshine says he can hear everything. It's very unfortunate. Love you, Miller.
Oh, Steve Miller, what's up? No, yeah, I think the reason we started this website is just like it's another outlet for writing too. So like comedy-wise, I just want to write and stand up also, but like just writing is the main thing, just to see what comes from the writing. I'll let Zach.
I feel like the couple who ordered a drink in the 1950s who said, "Yeah, one milkshake," or no, wait, one milkshake, 2 straws, please. And we're just.
You guys are the cute couple in the 70s that went roller skating afterwards. It was an adorable date. But then went home and you're like, I'm just hanging out with my friend. I swear I didn't give him a mouth hug. I swear to God. Like, you guys look like the closet gay couple from the 70s.
Just the fact that you said that, I'm going to bring up the fact that you said rover skating.
Roller.
You went to the fucking, would you go to the Rich Voss School of Talking? Fucking mush mouth hack.
All right. Mike Kelta wants to know, were you guys a fan of 2 Girls, 1 Cup?
I've never seen it, honestly.
I've never seen it either because I like to pretend.
But I'd rather see that than 2 broke girls from...
2 broke girls. I want to ask you guys this. I'm glad you said that. I actually had this on the prep. How sickening is it? How sickening is it that people find sitcoms on CBS to be comedy? Like, it's got to be absolutely sickening.
Yeah, and the thing is, 2 broke girls is in, like, what, its 12th season? That's crazy to me.
Okay,
That's
the
crazy.
one show with the 2 fat people was pretty good. Mike
and Molly.
I thought it was all right.
Get the fuck out of here. Mike and Molly? You like
I
Mike
love
and Molly?
Mike and Molly.
Oh,
I hated
God.
2.5 Men because 2.5 Men was just, oh, I'm banging girls. Oh, there's the disrespectful kid. But I actually kind of like Billy Gardell. I want to get him on my show. I've been trying to get
He's
him.
a Florida dude, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Florida comics, which is why I had you guys on, because I'll get approached by comics. There's one that brings a sex doll to the open mics. Have you guys seen that guy? He'll go to Side Splitters, and he wrote me this 2-paragraph post. Yo, man, I want to come on your show. And I'm like, no. But you guys.
Are you talking about Spooky Steve? The guy who goes by Spooky? No, and he's like, and he writes his name down, and he goes back to the guy, and he's like, all right, it's not Spooky Steve, it's Spooky Steve.
Is that him? Because if it is, I know I've seen another guy use a blow-up doll.
Who, Randy Holton?
That would make his act 100 times better. Okay,
For
let's not get
people
into trash.
that aren't in Tampa Bay that are watching us, Randy Holton is the greatest comic of all time. He did a set about a month ago at the James Joyce open mic in Ybor City for John Jacobs.
Unforgettable.
Where he talked about his favorite bells. Doorbells, cowbells, school bells. He named off other bells that were so obscure. I actually was impressed.
Randy Holden is Annie Coppin if Annie Coppin didn't have money for drugs to kill himself, right? Is that how he died? I don't know. I'm assuming an 80s comic.
Moonshine just said, I wish Hoppe would speak with more loudness and with more energy.
And more saliva, please. We're getting soaked over here. Jesus Christ.
Well, first of all, who's the one that said, can I come on? I could have easily ignored it.
That's
but
true.
I consider
say-
you a friend in this business. I consider you someone I like to drink with when we go to James Joyce. Normally, when a comic asks to come on the show, they don't rip into the host for having a speech impediment. Normally,
I would too. Fucking
So then,
suck
calm
it
down,
up.
bro.
It's dribbling down your fucking chin anyways.
You're gonna just make his speech impediment worse just by way of being around it, like a disease where you just catch it and make it worse.
Fucking brothers from the...
Okay, when you go to
I
school,
feel
the
like
cold
you're
and
just
get-
average at everything. You're average at being good looking. You're average at basketball. You got average comedy. How are you going to improve that?
I mean, if you
Because
Have-
I'm
have
not
you-
gay, but if I was gay, I would find you half attractive, but then I would go, I'd rather jerk off to Michael Phelps.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm attractive from straight on. But once I go side view, once you catch my side view, you're like, whoa. Like, nah, dude.
You look pretty good in some of the pics that you take doing comedy. Because I can appreciate a guy with a good squint. But then when you talk, you're like, not so
We
much.
weren't allowed to say that word on the radio.
I can only imagine
squint.
you just like squints because that's what girls do in bed with you. You're just okay.
They close their eyes because they can't believe that this 6'9" mammoth is on top. They're like, oh, get away.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
Or they're trying to decipher. They're like, Jesus Christ, is he still rocking the same haircut from 6th grade? What the fuck is...
You know what? This haircut has done me wonders. Not even going to the gym because no one cares that I go to the gym. This haircut has done the greatest things for me. And I don't care if I look like an 8th grader that just watched porn for the first time. I'm proud of looking young because I don't want to look old yet. So I will rock this haircut until I die.
Do you go to the gym?
I try. I'm very average. I just do the
What do
same
you
thing.
bench?
I bench 55 on each side.
There's
What do
no
you bench?
okay. Judging from the monster clap I heard earlier, I bet some guy who was like the most insecure guy in the gym's like, dude, you better start out with 55 on each side for the first 6 months, man. You don't want to hurt. You don't want to strain anything. You could probably bench like 550.
No, I have a bad back. I had back surgery 7 years ago, and I have to get it again. I'll work these events for 1025 The Bone where I'm on my feet all day, and I have to sit down because my back hurt so much, which is why I wasn't born with any coordination. It's because I've had a bad back since I was born. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Like, were you guys ever blessed with anything that was a curse to you as a kid? Like, what I want to ask is, everybody has
Huge
something.
cock.
Yeah,
What
being
a
Catholic
hacky-
really sucks that way.
What a hacky joke. But I mean, everybody has something. You know what I mean?
Hacky hour.
Yeah, he's just making your show credible, I guess.
Jesus Christ, we're gonna say something. Fucking get the sentence out.
I feel like we have the oddest rhythm back and forth. This is all right.
I kind of like it. I feel like you guys should do more videos together. You know what I mean?
Like what kind of videos?
I don't even want to talk
because I feel like we are doing a video together. It's gonna end up on fucking
I said more.
Pornhub
Like,
later.
you guys make a good team because the way you guys bounce back and forth is intriguing. It's got potential. You know what I mean? I feel
That's
like
why thehungoverachiever.com, www.thehungoverachiever.com should be the only website
you guys
got
got to do Facebook Live. This has potential because people don't have to watch it on their mobile phone. You can watch it whenever.
Really?
I mean, listen. If
How many listen? Do you? How many? Let me ask you a serious question. How many listeners do you average? Because I feel like I've seen more more conch shells like have listeners than.
you want to hear this?
No, I feel like you. What do you got?
Okay, I've had over 130,000 listens since May 2015 and 50,000 downloads and a mobile app. So I try.
Make me eat my words. Okay.
Sort of
That's
like
all, so that's basically you, yeah.
You're basically Skip Bayless, and I was LeBron James, and I just dunked on
Do
you with
not
11
call me
seconds
Skip
left.
Bayless. Do not ever reference me with that man. I hate him so much.
What I want to ask, too, because I wanted to ask you about sports, what I find sickening about Skip Bayless, I'm not going to rip into him because I find him to be talented at what he does. It's scripted. People don't realize.
No.
I don't even think Scott Van Pelt, when he went off on him on SportsCenter for 10 seconds, Skip doesn't believe what he says. What he says doesn't even make any sense, but people get mad at Skip. So then what happens is people keep talking about Skip. We're talking about him right now.
because he says just stuff that everybody knows isn't true, and they're like, how could somebody think that?
Because it's not true, dude.
Yeah,
Nobody actually thinks.
How could somebody think LeBron James isn't top 3 of all time? Clearly he is, dude. But Skip Bayless just grabs that angle from like, oh man, LeBron James not even top 10 of all time, and then outrage.
Well, did you see his tweet that he sent out 2 years ago? I retweeted it today, saying that Manziel is going to take over the town before LeBron James. This is like in 2014 in June when LeBron came back to the Cavs, and then Manziel was a fresh draft pick from April, you know? And I just find it very funny, which is why I'm not into sports journalism, is I feel like it's people that were never good enough to play that are now trying to overcompensate by critiquing the players. But that's why I appreciate comedy and radio, is it takes real talent.
That's why the best sports announcers are guys who actually played the game. Like that's why TNT, the TNT show they have after like all the games with Charles Barkley, Shaq, Kenny the Jet Smith. That's the funniest show on TV, in my opinion. And it's like good because they all played basketball. They all were good. And then there's Ernie to steer the ship.
I do think that Barkley sometimes takes the approach of Skip Bayless where he wants to be the loudest in the room, and sometimes he says things that are outrageous, but I think that's what makes the charm of him work.
Yeah, I am a Charles Barkley apologist to the fullest. That is, dude. No, he's not trying. Oh, dude, I could see him. He could say the most absurd, like the crazy stuff he says. I bet he goes home and just warms up like Hot Pockets. He does not. I bet he does not care at all.
Well, I've heard he's
what he
actually a
says.
nice guy. I know a few years ago he said that all women of the Spurs fan base were fat. and that caused an uproar.
Oh yeah, San Antonio. He's just going off facts.
Well, you can't sue him for slander. That's for sure.
That's a very good point.
listen,
You
walk
They
down,
are pretty
walk.
big.
Yeah.
But there's fat women everywhere. There's a bunch of fatties in Tampa. There's probably some fatties listening to this right now.
my whole fan base is fat people. I actually don't rip on fat
They
people.
actually watch and listen to this just to raise their self-esteem. They're like, oh my.
Why don't you rip on fat people? Why?
Because I used to be 295. I used to be incredibly fat, and my mom's overweight, and my family's overweight.
Everyone's mom's overweight. Everybody's mom has flabby arms. You're not a mom if you're not fat. You're not a good one, at least.
My mom's a hell of a cook, too.
That's my theory. You're not a good mom if you're not fat.
Are you
That's my
saying that
favorite
good-looking
right now.
moms aren't good moms?
Skinny, good-looking moms, they're not good moms.
That's
No.
the ones that are their kids' best friends because their spawn, their kids that they have, then are good-looking and are sleeping around with the cool kids.
Yeah. And then they fucking bend a girl over a dumpster when she's unconscious and then try to go back to swim practice after it. That's what happens. Brock Turner reference. Topical.
Yeah, it was topical. This was
That was
like
pretty
May
efficient.
31st.
Full circle with that joke.
Where do you guys want to see yourself in 5 years? How are you going to make the hungover achiever work? What's your plan? Because there's
We're gonna sell it for $10 million next week. No, I think. Fuck. No, I
I'm
think,
putting you on the spot.
No. I think honestly, I don't like thinking too long term. I think we're just working hard in the moment and just writing. Like our goal is just to write a bunch, do like new, different types of content. Like we'll probably have videos too. If we can find some good stuff to do, good ideas for that. But I think we just want to write and keep building it up, and hopefully people think we're funny, and then. Then from there we'll see. I don't really. The main plan is just to try to be funny and use it as like an outlet to
We
do
have
something
no
different.
marketing skills. We have 2 semesters of college between the two of us. It's awful. So it's right now it's all word of mouth on Facebook.
Why did you drop
on
out?
Happy Hour. Let's change gears real quick. I hate school, dude. It's awful.
It's awful.
I'm so
I went
bad
to a
at
radio
math.
trade
I'm
school.
dude. I took geometry senior year. I'm
That's
that
fun.
bad at math, dude.
Dude, I have ADHD, so I never paid attention in school. So I went to a community school for 1 year, did a radio show, got kicked off for doing a rant on the Pope. So then I went to a radio trade school, graduated, worked for Rover's Morning Glory for 3 months in Cleveland, got fired, and now I'm here in Tampa. So I took a really weird route in life.
Dude, that is the worst way. That is probably the honestly respect for doing your thing, but getting fired for a rant about the Pope, who is no closer than 3,000 miles away in Italy. Dude,
Well, here's the
shit
best
on the
part.
president of the school or something, not the Pope.
Here's the best part about my old show.
Half of the people who heard that forgot there was a Pope until you talked about it.
And the best part about my old show was it was awful because I couldn't get a word out because I was on Wellbutrin, this ADD med, and it made
Hold on, I'm
me
going
have
to
the
film
worst
this for an
speech impediment.
anti-Wellbutrin ad. Yeah.
So basically, I began taking Klonopin, and it fixed my speech impediment forever. I will have
Well,
the thing
that's debatable, but
okay, well, you should hear my
Maybe you
old
should try
shows.
Clonopin too, Mister. Just got
yeah.
tranquilized.
Do you have any more of that Klonopin on you from me?
Well, do you have anything? You come off very hyper. You seem like you would have a little case of ADHD.
I don't think I've never been diagnosed. Just probably because I don't have health insurance. That's probably the only reason I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah, I got to get my act together in the next 4 years when I'm going to be off my mom's plan. Because right now I'm 22 and I'm living that life of getting Klonopin every month. It's great. You know what I mean?
What does it do? What does it do?
It
Mellow
helps
you
me
out?
sleep, and then it helps me calm my nerves. Like when I first came to town, I didn't have my meds, and anybody at work can attest that I was really hyper and really nervous and just really out of control. But once I got on my meds and I got confidence, I was a lot better. Because you feel like you're a loser and everyone's looking at you weird. It's a fun
because
feeling.
everybody's so. I've realized after 22 years old, everyone's just giving up on everything. No one's excited about anything.
You mean people my age or just millennials in general?
Anybody in general, dude. I'm not excited. It takes so much to get me excited about something.
Well, what's weird too is the economy's really bad and there's not a lot of money to be made anywhere. And everybody just kind of blames us for being losers, the millennials, even though our parents are the ones that left us with the debt. So it's kind of a depressing time to be young because there's so many creative people, not just in media, not just in radio or comedy, but overall, there's so many people that are hardworking kids, but they're going to be in debt from loans from going to school. And it's just, older people don't really know how depressing it is to be young right now. They're like, live those years, appreciate being young. But it's like, yeah, things were easier. You would walk into a business and begin making $40K a year. For us, it's not that easy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really hoping something changes in our lifetime and it doesn't get worse.
Yeah, I can see it. And I think there a lot of it too is like everybody, like how many people do you know want to be a rapper?
Oh my God.
How many people do you know want to be a comedian? How many people do you know want to be an artist? It's like, dude, artists didn't make money back in the day anyways. Everyone's just lazy. They want to wake up when they want to wake up, and then they want to get paid for what they like to do, even though they're not good at it.
Well, here's what drives me nuts. Here's what drives me nuts.
www.thehungoverachiever.com, everybody.
Not just that. Everyone needs to check out your site, and whenever you guys need me to promote anything, I'm your guy. But what drives me nuts about podcasts is I will never, ever say that it's an online radio show because that makes no sense. But I will go to these comedians' Twitter pages when they add me, and it's nobody in the Tampa Bay area. It's these hack comedians with 10,000 people that they add back, and they have like 9,000 people that added them back. And they do it for attention.
And they unfollow everybody who followed them back.
Yeah.
So the ratio looks so much. We were talking about doing that earlier. Because we have the hungover. We made an Instagram for it where we like paste the article titles on it, and we're following everybody back because everyone's such a narcissistic fuck right now that they don't want their ratio going bad. They don't want to follow one more person than they. You know what I mean? Their follow to follower ratio. So once we get probably 100 people, I'm just gonna go on there.
You're gonna lose all the people.
I don't watch you anyways if that's what it takes.
But what's weird about the online thing is everybody has to overcompensate and lie. So all these comedians were like, "I have an internet radio show." It's like, no, you have a podcast. Don't lie to yourself. If you were on the radio,
podcast honestly sounds cooler than an internet radio show.
Yes, I do an internet radio show on Blogspot. No, shut up.
Yeah, internet radio show is like playing for D-League or something.
We want to be known as a website. We don't want to be known as a blog. That's that's.
If you say blog, I just picture some 38-year-old woman having a midlife crisis with her vegan recipes. I don't picture anything good.
Yeah, she would be the same person that wrote a long blog when Adam Richman made those fat jokes, the guy from Man vs. Food, and all those blogs were up in arms. Or everything that happened last year at Target when they had the separate areas for men and women's clothes, and it was a blog that got people in trouble. When you think of blogs, you think of people that are very negative, that have nothing else to do with their life besides hide behind a keyboard and be offended by everything.
The only thing worse than a blog is a vlog.
A
video log. Oh,
which is kind of what we're doing now in a way.
Not really, because we're talking about something. I don't know. Chewbacca Mom, that was like a vlog to me.
Well, here's what's heartbreaking
that just went
about
viral.
Chewbacca Mom. And this might make me come off grumpy. This might make me come off disgruntled. But it's like, I grind every day for the show. I put my heart into it. You guys grind at every open mic, just improving your craft. Even rappers say what you want, but they want to make it. And this woman just goes, "Ah!" And she's throwing out the first pitch at the Rays game. She has her own action figure. She literally is taking her kids to school for free. It's just disheartening that in America, you don't have to have talent. Look at the Kardashians. Look at Trump. Look at this woman. Literally, we are so dumb that we'll make anybody famous. And that's what's driving me nuts, man.
I think her having to go to the Trop was actually a punishment. That was actually the one negative thing that happened. She had to go to the Trop and throw a pitch. Have you not? Okay, it's a shitty stadium.
I've been to one. I was just waiting for you to keep on talking. That's what radio hosts do. They let people talk.
Okay.
But the Trop is pretty average. I want to get into the Rays, but nobody watches them. They're in last place. I mean, I feel like nobody's watched the Rays since 2008.
Even when they're good, nobody watches them. I feel like this is just a hockey. Tampa is a hockey place. It's
Buccaneers. Or is it just hockey in general?
Fuck the Bucks, dude. The Bucks stink.
But what if the Bucks are to be good this year?
They're not going to be good. Who do they got? Jameis? Jameis isn't doing shit, dude.
Well, I'm not a sports analyst. That's why I'm asking you for
Neither
your
am
take.
I. But I know enough. I know enough to know the Bucks stink.
They do. So what I want to ask you, I asked him, and he said in 5 years where he wants to be. Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Who, me or him?
You.
Me. Dude, I want to write. I want to be a writer. I don't want to do stand-up for a...
You know who
I
think
love
you
doing
should hit
stand-up.
up?
Honestly, dude, I love doing stand-up, and I'm always going to do stand-up, but I want to write and then do stand-up. You know what I mean?
I think you need to hit up Matt Fernandez. That dude is a genius at writing and doing comedy.
No, yeah, but he's funny as hell. We did the Hub on Tuesday. John Jacobs let me do a guest spot, and Matt Fernandez closed it out, dude. That guy's a beast, but he's a really good writer. But I want to write on like a TV show. You know what I mean?
What type of show would it be? Like a Louis?
Like a 2 Girls 1 Cup type show, like one of those type shows. I want to write for the Chewbacca. I want to write for the Chewbacca mom sitcom. That's gonna just happen. We all know
she is gonna get her own show on like VH1 or what's the one that Honey Boo Boo was on TLC?
TLC.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna
they
get her
have
own
like
show.
midgets. I was watching a show on TLC the other day. It was called like My Giant Life, and it's all these chicks who are like 6, 7, and up. One chick's like 7'1", and they just follow them like they all have like normal sized boyfriends. And the normal size of them is like 6'2", 6'3". And these chicks, dude, they make them look so giant. Like, even in the interviews, they sit them down in these chairs. And I swear to God, the camera guy is laying on his stomach on the ground just to, like, have that upwards angle. Everything they
Are they
do
good
just make-
looking or are they like Amazon bees?
There's one girl that's like, I'd smash. But there's the rest of them.
Oh,
I'd
you're such a
smash
classy
with
gentleman.
I'd
Yeah,
smash
this one girl, I would so smash her and just bang her out.
the other like 3 or 4, I wouldn't hesitate to throw them into a wood chipper. Absolutely.
You seem like a Casanova. I feel like you're the guy that girls want to bring home on Thanksgiving. You're like,
Casanova.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a real
class act.
class act. Handsome, genuinely handsome from the front, disgusting from the side. It's not
You
too
seem
bad.
like you have a very average body. I feel like you're beginning to let yourself go as you go in the 20s. I feel like when you were younger, you're in great shape, but now you're like, I don't play
I
basketball.
know, dude. It's actually that actually kind of hit me where it hurts because I noticed like I'm just how fat I'm getting the other day, and I'm not getting fat because there's fat people but I just noticed, I'm probably never gonna have abs again.
Well, don't say that. You're in your 20s. Mad from Hornblast, one of my best friends, said to me that what we do in our 20s will dictate the rest of our lives. So we're in our 20s. We need to get into great shape. Even if you take creatine, which is what I do, just for fast results, it does something. Because I don't want to be 45 years old and have a beer gut. You know what I mean?
Do you work out every day? Like, how often do you work out?
I haven't worked out in 2 days, but I usually work out 6 days a
I
week.
feel like if you worked out every day and got up to like 280 pounds of like pure like ridiculous muscle, you would get people like watching you just because, or listening just because of like your Hulk Hogan little like frame, I guess.
Voice? Like, would it change my voice?
Don't flatter yourself. Yeah, more just like, I don't know. If you look big, people go, "Oh, that guy looks legit." Like, I need to see what he has to say.
Well, I've been really trying to work.
I think there's a medium between what he just said because if a comedian in general is a really good looking dude and he's like got muscles and shit, instantly I'm like, fuck this guy. Why is he doing this? He doesn't need to do this shit. He can get laid.
Yeah.
He's not funny because he doesn't have to be funny. Like you said, we're all average. Well, I'm average. He's average. You're slightly below average.
I am below average. The thing is, when you dress me up nice, like I went out to eat at a
When you
really
put
nice
lipstick
place
on a pig, it's still a pig.
like 3 weeks ago, and I swear to God, it was like making a pig look pretty. It was sort of like Honey Boo Boo's mom. When you put a ton of makeup on her, she looks hot in a pig way, where you're like, no, let me explain. She's not good looking whatsoever, but you're like, okay.
Did you say Honey Boo Boo's mom looks hot, you
What
sick,
I
twisted
mean is,
bastard?
you go, she's looking hot in the best way she can possibly. She's not good looking at all, but when she doesn't have makeup
So did
on.
you respect that, or were you like?
I
like, she's like,
respect
okay,
it.
she tried?
Because when you dress me up and you put me in nice clothes, I look presentable.
I like to picture some like really short man who dresses you all the time.
I dress myself, you know what I mean? I try. I'm really trying to work on being a person that's much more presentable and not average. Like, I bought teeth whitener from Amazon that, like, all the celebrities use, so my teeth are
Is it
getting
the one
whiter.
that, like, you put it in like a mouth guard?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah,
lights
yeah.
up. Yeah,
I
those
mean-
things look pretty cool.
I was watching Sons
Clearly,
of
I don't
Anarchy
have
today.
one. If you can tell on a fucking Facebook Live, but I'm thinking about getting one.
Yeah, I was
Let me know
watching
how yours works out for you.
Oh, it's already helped out in a day. I mean, I'm so proud of it. Because my one friend was like, dude, you got to start fixing your teeth, man. He's like, you don't have bad teeth, but they're too yellow. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So I'm very proud of how things are changing. You know what I mean?
Do you drink a lot of soda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you seem like I can tell. You seem like the type of dude who like wakes up and like cracks a Mountain Dew.
How did you
well,
know?
everybody's.
How did you know?
It's because you have this energy, and I also buy your fucking plaid shorts. That's how I could kind of tell.
Yeah, dude, I literally, go to the cheapest place. I'll go to like Aldi's and buy like a 20-pack of their cheap Red Bull and crack one when I wake up.
Oh my god.
Oh my dude, I'm kind of like that, but they to the point where like they don't have any effect on me now. I don't feel
but
nothing.
It's a drug. You have to do it to get through the day. If you don't have caffeine, I can't get through the day, but it doesn't do anything anymore. It's just kind of like when a crack addict smokes it just so that they don't kill themselves. That's how I feel about caffeine. I am so addicted to it that I need it. At this golf tournament that we worked at for 1025 The Bone, I was up from 4 a.m. the day until midnight the next day. So like an 18, 20-hour day, and I had 6 energy drinks. Because you're just out in the sun all day.
That's the equivalent of half an energy drink for a normal-sized person, though. So that's okay. His doctor actually recommended more. That's how I feel.
And I swear to God, my speech was so bad because I was so jittery. And then the next morning,
do you drink coffee? Because coffee for me, like just it not being carbonated or like just sugary helps me like feel more relaxed.
See, coffee.
If I drink with like some milk or cream.
They have the K-Cup machine here. And when I take it, I get really antisocial because I feel like I'm on fire, where I get really jittery. So, like, when I see the important people in the hall, I want to come off presentable and always professional. And then I go, hi. But when I take an energy drink in the morning, I'm like, hey, how's it going? How are the wife and kids? I always come off more chill on an energy drink. But there's something about the coffee where it's hot and you drink it. It makes me way too hyper.
It doesn't taste good either. I like Red Bull, dude. I think it tastes good.
Everyone hates on Red Bull.
It has no effect on me now anymore. Like, it kind of wakes me up because I have a morning job now, too, and I've been drinking them in the morning because I've never had coffee before.
You've never had coffee?
I have an addictive personality, and I know that like coffee's cheap and everybody drink. I know I'm going to just be one of those guys who's just all over coffee. It's not going to be good.
I definitely see you being an addict to things. I feel like you're a guy that wants to fit in and overcompensates on being an average person who's done everything in life, but in a very average way. So whenever someone's like, "Here's the ecstasy," you're like, "Why not?" I feel like
I'm just going to destroy him. Go ahead.
He's the person with ecstasy, actually. So that's why, yeah.
They're like, you guys want this white pill, and you rip off the girls by just giving them sleeping pills from Walgreens, but they have a placebo effect where they're like, I feel rainbows.
Yeah, Bill Cosby is his comedy idol. That's definitely
my favorite comment.
Right
well,
after.
guys, it's been a lot of fun having you on. I'm actually impressed because when Zach sends me a text and he goes, "We are here," I'm like, oh no. Because it was the 3-mic thing. But we made it work because you guys are very funny and you're very genuine. You're not hack comedians, because a hack comedian would be like, I'm beginning a podcast or a short film series. But you're like, no.
thehungoverachiever.com. thehungoverachiever.com.
Somebody called it, what they call it, the hungover archiver.
Yeah, the first compliment I got.
Fucking illiterate moron, if you're listening to this, you know who you are. Screw you.
The first compliment I got was like, dude, your site's pretty cool, man. Thehungoverarchiver.com, definitely. I'm like, all right. Now I know you have a mental illness.
I'm sure there's some idiot on Hoppe's Facebook Live is like, oh, the hungover anchovy. He's going to look at it real quick. Thehungoveranchovy.com. Like, what are these guys trying to sell pizzas out the back or something?
The hungover orgy.
Well, that pulled the emergency brake on that bit, didn't it? Jesus Christ,
You can
Hoppe.
take that one. Find Hoppe Hour at the hungoverorgy.com. Along with video of him.
Hoppe, Honey Boo Boo's mom, and just
Honey Boo Boo mom porn, if it's ever been out there.
Here's what I want to know, too, is how about that time that I was in a really good mood, and I say to Zach, and I say to Horvath, what's his name? Tyler Horvath?
Horvath, yeah.
And I go, I think next week, John Jacobs, I'm going to do comedy at James Joyce. And Horvath goes, what's it going to be about? And I'm like, the traffic on the Howard Franklin. And he goes, what's the bet? And I'm like, it sucks. And he goes, okay, where's the joke? And I go, yeah, I'm not doing comedy next week.
Dude,
I'm a very unfunny person. Like, I'm funny when I talk, but I'm not a guy that's going to go up there and give you one-liners.
Yeah, but I don't know. You could win people over, especially you. You're almost be like a gimmick because you're so big.
It's sort of like Tim, the guy that goes to the James Joyce open mics on Monday.
The long hair? Tim
Yeah.
C? Yeah. What about him?
I love his comedy. It's the funniest thing ever.
Really?
What a ringing
You might be the only one, but okay.
What a ringing endorsement from Zach Townsend. Really?
Tim is going to be the new co-host of Happy Hour starting next week. He's the only one who can outrant
Then you
Hoppy,
could call
so it
it
works.
floppy hour or whatever you're fucking. What is
Oh yeah, did you guys see that?
That was a Please tell me that guy's old, because it will make it so much better if he's really old.
Listen, I had this guy. I went to this radio school in Illinois, this radio trade school, kind of like CSB here, basically the same thing. And you have all these old-time guys in radio that are like, you have to hit the post, which is basically when they have 12 seconds of the beat beforehand. You're like, this is Wild 94.9, I'm Wacky Zach, and here's your new song. They always teach you the traditional things about radio. And we had this one guy who would claim that he was on WGN-TV, the prominent news network in Chicago. And he's like, I would bring those wacky one-liners. And he was on TV for 6 months and then was just a sports writer for like 10 years, where he would just write the news script for the writers on TV. So basically, I don't want to say he's a hack, but he never really made it as big as he claimed he was. So
Is he listening right now? Let him know how you feel.
So here's what happened. And I'm not going to rip into anybody that's ever made it in a business, but I thought this was very disrespectful. He's probably almost 70. And he has the audacity.
That's awesome.
Great start.
That's awesome. That's all I wanted to hear.
I like how you're trying to justify it. You're like, listen, he's not quite 70, all right? He's not old as fuck. He's just pretty really old, all right?
So here's what happened. I take a pic every day, like I did for Zach. If I knew you were coming on, I would have put your face on too. But I make a little post that's like, I got radio legend Art Hellier on, who's like the original radio guy, and I have Zach Townsend on. And every day I have the 2 pics, like a press shot. Then I have a logo underneath. And I took one of a guy named Larry Wax, who's a radio legend in Atlanta, and then a guy named Jeff Burden, who does mornings in St. Louis. Okay, if you're in Atlanta or you're in St. Louis, you know who they are. Maybe you don't know who they are in Chicago or Tampa, but they're big names nonetheless.
Yeah.
And the funniest part is my teacher, who always complimented me to my face. My teacher, who said I was going to do something in his business, writes, you better start booking better guests or Happy Hour will turn into Floppy Hour. And he writes that on LinkedIn of all the professional websites. I was like, what are you doing?
That's a really good slam for a 70-year-old dude. Floppy Hour.
It's actually awful because
I would
have
said, don't take your shirt off or else I'll have to call it Sloppy Hour, you big-titted freak. Anyways.
Boom.
Just wait till you're 70, then they'll start hitting hard.
Yeah, if I was 70, that would have killed in this room.
Now, the fact that you're on LinkedIn, it still is, that should have been his first go-to as far as
you're LinkedIn, I'm linked out. Come on, folks.
That's his new go-to, when they have
my new opener.
I'm in this mode where I don't care on LinkedIn. Like, I'll post a pic of me doing the show, and I'm like, check out Happy Hour. Like, I used to be very professional. I'm like, here is what I'm doing in radio, and now I'm like, okay, check out the show, blah, blah, blah. I'm taking a very laid-back approach, and that's what I like about you guys. We're millennials, and we're going to make it someday, you know?
Hopefully.
Hell yeah, sure. Why not?
It's very encouraging. This has been Happy Hour. Well, boys, and I said that like Jerry Sandusky.
Yeah.
You said that like someone who's glad we just got out of Pulse nightclub. Yeah, like tagging Mike counts as
Yeah,
show.
we need to wrap this up. I have a meeting at the Westboro Baptist Church I need to go to.
Yeah, key strategy and consultant. Zach Townsend.
I got youth group tonight, guys. We got to get out of here.
Okay, well, I will end with this. Not a lot of comics hit me up because I don't want to come off like a big shot. I'm a nobody in this town. I'm just a Z-list podcast, that one best local podcast, but I'm not Adam Carolla. I'm not Joe Rogan or Mark Maron. I'm on the air occasionally, but I work in promotions. I work behind the scenes. I'm nothing yet in this business. I'm a little blip on the radar. Mike Calta is one of the biggest names in this town. Opie's one of the biggest names in radio. I'm just a little blip. But I will say this. A lot of comedians approach me and they go, can I come on the show? And they have the worst grammar ever. But the way Zach approached me, it was very laid back. It was very humble. So it's been a lot of fun having you guys on because
Thanks,
I like what you're doing. You're not just like, yo, get me on the show. It was, here's what we're doing. If you don't want to have me on, that's fine. But I like what you guys are doing, so keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Can we plug it one more time?
Of course.
www.thehungoverachiever. The Hungoverachiever. The Hungoverachiever. Can I say something real quick, too?
Yeah.
We had to do it because I had an idea that I had that name. I came up with that name like in April. Hungoverachiever. I didn't know what we were going to do with it, but I wanted it. So I made a Twitter for it. And we go to make the website, buy the domain name, and just regular hungover achiever is taken. I was like, how the hell does that happen? Because I've been Googling it every day, nothing ever. I swear to God, this one dude saw my the Twitter I made somehow and he has the worst website ever. So if you go visit the Hungoverachiever for funny, but go to hungoverachiever.com and just trash that guy's website. It's the worst thing ever. I think his name's like Eric. I'm not even going to plug him, but he's, oh my God.
Basically, he's the hack of the tech industry, whatever. Yeah.
So we had to do because I didn't want to do
Carlos Mencia, fucking Silicon Valley. Fuck you.
It's the worst website
from?
ever, dude.
Where are you from, Colin? I like your voice. What part of America are you from?
I lived in Texas. I moved around. Lived in Texas,
Is that
Mississippi.
an accent from Texas? You got a very unique voice.
I don't know. People tell me I have an accent. I don't notice it. I just hear like a monotonous garbage.
You have this
honestly.
accent. Maybe it's just Texas. You sound like you're from like Boston or something. It's something. I don't know.
You sound like you're from the most monotone place on earth.
Yeah, nice. Let's keep Hoppy rolling here.
What a ringing
It's a bad
endorsement.
sign when you're killing Hoppy's bit, all right? So.
This has been Happy Hour. Well, boys, thank you for coming on the show and keep up the good work.
Thank
man.
you. Ryan
Peace
Hoppy
out.
for president.
Ryan Hoppy for president.
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Happy Hour.